Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It is Monday, January 10th. And has the dust settled yet from the Fed bomb? And in fact, there's another Fed hearing tomorrow before the Senate committee. So be keeping an eye out for that. And this morning we are going to discuss Bitcoin's price action, all the underlying market dynamics. We're going to look at Bitcoin's longer term and shorter term projections. We're going to take a look at Ethereum, Matic, Link, Atom, Phantom, the NASDAQ. We're going to look at the dollar, and yeah, we're going to jump right into it. So first thing is first, our underlying market dynamics, and we've been talking about this for some time. The global open interest currently sitting here at about 16 billion with a B. And we want to see a low put in around 13 or 14 billion. So some of that open interest to get shaved off, that usually indicates a low is being put in. And another thing I want to point out, the global leverage ratio currently at 0.21%. Okay, the global open interest is at 16 billion. We want to see it come down to 13 to 12 billion for a low to be put in. We've got the global leverage ratio at 0.21%, still around the all-time highs, right? I mean, in fact, call this all-time highs. Yep. So there's a lot of leverage in this market. That means it needs to get washed out. So we're going to see a pretty big move coming here. We got the fear and greed index coming in at a 23. And what do we say here that, basically, we want to see the fear and greed index get down to a 10 and hold it there for some time. We got down to a 10 here. And if this fractal is going to go ahead and play out, we'd expect Bitcoin to probably hang out around $40,000 for a few weeks and just bore everybody out, scare everybody out, just like we did back in the summertime. So let's keep an eye on that. And, jumping into the price action here, I'm going to pull up the spot price on the daily. And I do think we are pretty likely to, get a bounce here, buy the wick lows, sell the wick highs. Typically works out okay. But, basically, there are, on the daily, there are several drives of hidden bullish divergence. And what is that? RSI is making lower lows while price is making higher lows. And how would this be confirmed? Well, we've got this low here, right? So coming back to here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, that'll be almost 4 drives of bullish divergence. How would we confirm that with a daily closure back above 43,000 to be conservative, 43,700? And that would confirm those drives and give you a move up to 45.5. With any kind of a daily closure, again, above 43.7 today. And that is a bit of the hopium for us at the moment. What else? What else? Now, we are in a downtrend on the daily right now. We've got lower highs and lower lows. And in fact, we're in a downtrend on all time frames up to a weekly. And, here is kind of the more bearish view would be that, first of all, we are still making higher lows and higher highs on the weekly as long as we do not close a weekly low below this low coming in at about 41,000, right? So could Bitcoin pick itself back up, close above the green 55 and play out a little bear trap? It could happen. But how would we confirm that? And it would all start with a daily closure back above 52,000. That would do it for me, or 52,300. And I would say that this whole bearish pattern unwinds itself, right? That would be very, very much similar to what we saw actually back here, where we had 3 or 4 tests into the wick. And it took some time, but as soon as we closed at daily, we made a higher high on the daily, right? That was our first indicator. Boom, reversal, right? Same thing here. We had all this bearish momentum. We're kind of almost testing the lows, the prior daily low. And then what happens? Boom, we get a little bear trap. And as soon as we make the first higher high on the daily, that was your signal. Okay, get bullish. And off to the races again for a pretty decent move there. That's a 36% move. So again, a little more bearish view, any kind of a weekly closure below 41,000, and we are probably going to go ahead and fill this gap here, which is on the spot price. I don't know if you can see it. It's on the 4-hour, but there is a nice little gap to be filled. Oh, that's on spot price. That's why I can see it. On the daily here. So where is that gap? That's not the one I wanted to delete. Here we go. Nope. Here's the gap. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, here's the gap that could get filled at about 32,000 with any kind of a weekly closure below 41. I'd expect that happen. I'd expect that to happen. Now, on the other side of this, what else did I want to take a look at? You know, again, very, very likely on the CMEs to get some sort of a bounce from here, in my opinion. Another reason is, you know, this green 55 during macro bullish markets, Bitcoin likes to bounce off the green 55-day moving average. Now, we just closed below, and an open and closure below that is typically not going to be good. So we won't look at that right now. And so we got that. Let's take a look at 4-hour CMEs. Are we getting any bullish divergence? So again, what is hidden bullish divergence? And is when price is making higher lows, but RSI is making lower lows. And is that present back here on the 4-hour? No, not quite. Look at this low. So could we get another drive down? Very possibly. You know, again, the swipe down into the $36,000, $37,000 range, I don't mind at all, as long as we don't get a daily closure below 37,000. Still going to have, you know, a little bit more of a bullish posture and hope for a bounce here. Okay, Ethereum. Let's move it on. So just wrapping it up on Bitcoin on the 4-hour spot price. Let's make it real simple here. So on the 4-hour, any kind of a closure. Maybe I did it on CMEs here. Yeah, on the 4-hour, any kind of a 4-hour closure back above 45. Gosh, I didn't put these trend lines in right at all. Any kind of a 4-hour closure back above this high at 43.7, I'm going to expect a quick move back up to 45.7. And if we can go ahead and get a daily or a 4-hour closure back above 46.7, I'll expect a move at least back to this 49.5 region, somewhere in that range. Now to the downside, if we get a 4-hour closure back below 40,555 on spot price, I think it's a little easier to see. But basically, any kind of a 4-hour closure below 39,500, I'm going to look for a move to 37.8 or a swipe of the last daily prior low, which we have our reasons why we don't think we're going to get any closures below there. So let's keep a very close eye on this price action. As whatever Bitcoin does from here, the altcoins most likely will do, but more in a more dramatic fashion. Now, pulling up Ethereum here, Ethereum did have this ascending triangle, and it literally hit the measure move to the T. And another reason why I'd expect a little bit more of a bounce here than not. That is, you know, if Jerome Powell doesn't come out and completely throw a bomb on the market and tell everybody we're tapering tomorrow or something crazy. Barring that, I do think a little bit of a bounce is due. Okay, and what else do I have to say about Ethereum on the 4-hour? Basically, you know, the 4-hour, if we can get a 4-hour closure back above 34.50, I would look for a move back to the range high of 3,900. and basically a reversal with a closure back above 3,900. I would call that, getting back into some reversal territory on the 4 hour. How are we looking on the 1 hour here? So we got lower lows, lower highs. I mean, you can see this is just playing itself out all the way through. But on the bottom side here, we've got higher lows and lower lows. So that is going to be hidden bullish divergence, and that gives you a play at least up to the yellow 21, which we already got that and got rejected. So that move would have been from here, and you would have got the signal here. So yeah, that would have got you the move up to the 21. But if we can't get back above the 55 with, an open and a closure on the hourly above 32,200, then this guy's going to be having a tough time for, a little while here until we can start reversing the trend. Again, trend is everything, and we want to see higher highs and higher lows to the upside and lower highs and lower lows to the downside. Okay, a couple other, altcoins that I really like, especially, showing strength while Bitcoin is, making some lows. That's typically the altcoins you want to be looking at for when Bitcoin does play out a bounce. These should play very nice with that bounce. Now, isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion and showing you what I'm looking at right now. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum, either one of them, they kind of bounce together. So that's what I would look for. So let's say we were looking for a bounce here on Bitcoin, and we wanted to use the 4 hour time frame, and any kind of a 4 hour closure above this level at 34,800. I'm looking for a move at least to 35.5 or 35.7 right there. So that's about a 4% move in Bitcoin. Now, how could that translate in something like Link, which has been on a mission to Mars here? It's still in an uptrend. Excuse me. It's weekly time frame. How's the weekly? Yeah. No, this guy is bend down, and but this looks like a weekly reversal, because what do you got? You got your first higher high, and well, there's a low. Is that a low? Higher high. Did we take out the last low? Yeah, there's a low, higher high, and that's a lower low. If we do put in a lower high, that's not going to look good. However, if Bitcoin does want to bounce here, I am looking at this thing as pretty bullish. And one of the main reasons that 4 hour, as long as we are closing 4 hours above $25, I'm going to be bullish on this one. On the daily, as long as we are closing dailies above 2282, I'm looking for this thing to work its way onwards and upwards. Next stop at 2962. If we close a daily above 2962, I'm going to look at a run at the highs about 3753. Okay, moving on to Harmony One, and this looks like kind of the opposite of Bitcoin, right? Kind of a head and shoulders coming out. Might be a double head and shoulders, but any kind of a break of this neckline here at 32 cents, any kind of a daily closure back above 32 cents. And I'm going to look for the next target to get hit at 43 cents over some time, and then a pullback, and next target heading up to about $60. So this thing has been around for some time. It's got some history. It's been one of the best, darlings of the market, but it's been kind of this sleeping giant over the past, I don't know, few months where nobody's been talking about it. But yeah, taking a look at the weekly here, this is nice. So we got higher highs, we got a nice higher low here, and can we put in a higher high is the question. So we did get a tick below last week's low. That's not good. Really needs to salvage itself this week and basically reverse from here. This is where you'd want to see the reversal, This is typically your buy on the green 55. And now, as long as you don't see any daily closers back below 21 cents, I mean, you're really looking good and looking bullish on this one. Okay, another one on the board here. Phantom symbol FTM versus the dollar. Another one looks, again, it's been rallying over the past few days while Bitcoin's been dumping. And that is your test of the green 55. So very similar to chainlink. And where would the measure move hit off of this guy here? How would I measure this consolidation? Something like this, right? So from the highs, I'm going to go wick high to wick low in a volatile market. And next target is at 490 with a short stop and 710. 710 over some time, and I think that would be right in line with Bitcoin having a little bit of a bounce. We need a bounce here, so Mr. Powell, please come up and say something nice on the news tomorrow. Okay, another one popular on the board, Atom, symbol ATOM. Again, doing the same thing as those other charts. Funny how, strength tends to lead the market and mirror itself. But again, targets on this one, any kind of a daily closure back above 44.18, quick move to 57, short stop, and then ultimate target $78. That would look very, very nice. And even if we just, that's basically the measure move on that formation. If we can get a daily closure back above 43,000. So again, it's very important to be keeping an eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does want to play out of bounds and get back up, look, we're coming into a death cross on the daily. Usually you want to test those cross and blast right on through if it's going to be a reversal. So that's what we're hoping for. What else did I want to bring up? Okay, we talked about Atom, Link, One, FTM. Near, last one on the board, Near protocol. Near. What does it do? I don't know, but the chart is bullish and it looks nice and it is trending. So just another example, when we do kind of break those range highs like we saw there, whoops. This guy right here. So wick to wick in a volatile market. And what do you know? We broke this area. We test this guy, right? First test of the 618, and then boom. Sorry, the 1618, and then next test 2618. So that's what I'm looking at on Near protocol. And invalidation on this one comes back with a daily closure below $12. So pretty easy way to kind of manage some risk there. Now, just again, wrapping up with Bitcoin. Bitcoin rules the market. Whatever Bitcoin does, the altcoins are going to do more. Hoping that this was the scare, the fear, that was brought into the market. We're bouncing out of it and, turning this market around. Tomorrow would be known as Turnaround Tuesday. So we'll be keeping a close eye on it. We'll be covering the news on whatever Powell says tomorrow. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, we are not financial advisor. We don't give financial advice. But if you did enjoy the daily analysis, go ahead and click that subscribe button and get reminded of all the future daily videos we put out and all the other resources we drop. Also, if you're interested in learning about incorporating Bitcoin into your IRA, click on the link in the description below and get your free ebook today. I look forward to chatting with you and have a blessed day.